Hello everyone. Wish you all a very happy 2024. If the year gone by was about recovery, 2024 could well be about takeoff and pace. A key marker to gauge movements in the broader economy can be seen by activity levels in factories, shopping malls, car showrooms, and of course, real estate projects. Signs indeed are bullish. Prospects seem bright. And there cannot be a better way to kickstart the new year than listening into some sunny projections about homes and properties. In this episode of Keeping It Real by Housing.com, the first of 2024, we spoke with Mr. Vikas Wadhawan, Group CFO, and Ms. Ankita Sood, Head of Research at PropTiger.com, Housing.com, and Makan.com, to gaze into the crystal ball and tell us how the next 12 months look like. Stay tuned. Hello and a warm welcome, Vikas and Ankita. Wish you a very happy new year. Delighted to have you for the show as always.
Thanks, Gaurav. Wish all the listeners of yours a very happy new year.
Thank you for having us, Gaurav. Wish everybody a very happy new year.
Vikas, in 2023, Mumbai, Pune and Hyderabad took the lead of driving India's residential market growth both in sales and online home buyer activity. What are your insights on the trends expected to unfold in 2024? Are we likely to see a continuation of bullishness in these cities? And could you shed light on other major markets poised to shine this year, Vikas?
Sure. Thanks, Gaurav. So, Gaurav, yes, you're right. 2023, Mumbai, Pune and Hyderabad. Hyderabad is an outcome of Hyderabad market picking up after a long pause. And we are seeing a lot of activity in Hyderabad, especially not only after settling down the political issues in that region, but also this is becoming the next big IT hub where a lot of big technology companies are setting up their base in Hyderabad. And Pune has always remain a darling city for the younger population and is very cosmopolitan, not only for manufacturing businesses, but also for technology businesses who are continuously investing in Pune, and hence that city is showing continuous growth trajectory. FY24 trends, if I talk about, I am pretty optimistic. And in fact, that is what our company view is, that 2024 will continue to show similar trends on the back of strong economic growth, which India is demonstrating. Whatever signals are there right now, seems like we're going to have a continuous stable political system or stable government, so to say, at the central government level, which is a strong signal for economic as well as residential real estate growth. And the third piece is all the leading indicators, whether it is consumption on the white goods side or the automobile sale, all are showing very positive momentum. So these are all good signs for residential real estate. So 2024 will continue the strong momentum. Specific coming to cities and localities, while these top 8 cities will continue the momentum, but I think we're going to see a lot of momentum in tier 2 cities, specifically talking about Jaipur, Indore, Lucknow, Mohali, Vadodara. These cities will come very strongly. In fact, outer part of Noida, which is like Greater Noida, Jewar area, with the onset of airport, I think will start showing some momentum in that region as well. So these are the tier 2 cities which are will going to show positive momentum. Some localities which showed good results in 2023 and will continue in 2024 are in Mumbai. It's like Mira Road, Malad West, Kandivali West, Borivali West. If you talk about Bangalore, Electronic City, Whitefield will continue. In Pune, Wakad, Wagoli, Baner, all the IT belt will continue to show positive traction.
Ankita, building on what Vikas mentioned, could you share your perspective on tier 2 cities? What factors contribute to your optimism about these markets?
Gaurav, Vikas, very nicely has elaborated in a capsule what we are going to see in the coming year. Now, specifically, if I talk about the tier 2 cities, lately there has been a lot of interest from home buyers and investors A lot of factors have contributed to this. And, it's not suddenly that they have come to the forefront. They were always there. And through the decades that, we saw that there were a lot of policy overhauls and structural shifts in how business was conducted in the tier 2 cities. You take some policy initiatives, Udan, all of these smart city, they connected the tier 2 cities. And, the pandemic just proved to be a booster shot for these cities. They actually came to the forefront. Now, these cities are also leading the consumption story of India. If we see, most of the basket of the e-commerce platforms, a sizable basket is coming from tier 2 and 3 cities. Factors such as high disposable income and a significant uptick in discretionary spending post the pandemic, be it luxury goods, travel. Today, we see all the luxury brands are wanting to tap into this particular consumer pool in the tier 2 cities. So while these cities were already teeming with economic and consumption activity, like I said, pandemic it just changed the overall story. There was reverse migration. People went back to their hometowns. Still, we see some of the organizations are continuing the hybrid work model. Several MNCs we see are now expanding their offices in these cities, such as Indore, Kochi, or they're adopting the hub and spoke model. So while they were already there, they have come to the forefront. And, going forward in 2024, like Vikas said, we expect a lot of traction coming from these cities, and which has actually trickled down into the property demand as well.
Vikas, let's talk about price trends. High-end apartments with a ticket size of rupees 1 to 2 crore and above saw significant growth in 2023, leading to concerns about the disappearance of affordability in major realty markets. Where do you anticipate these prices heading? Although this must be sounding to you as a daily question, but for our listeners, it'll be good to have your views. And where do you see the affordable housing market flourishing to sustain the overall realty boom? Because without that segment of real estate, it would be difficult for this boom to continue.
Very relevant question, Gaurav. And so I think we need to reflect back when we are talking about the price rise which we saw in 2023. While if we look at 2023 standalone, yes, in some of the markets, property prices have increased by almost 20-25% in some localities. But if you look at it for a longer period, between 2014 to 2023, the average appreciation over this period is not more than 5 to 6% in any of the market or localities. There was a long period when the property prices were not moving at all. And now when the market bounced back in terms of demand sentiment, everyone saw big traction in the market, developers had no option but to increase the price to have sustainable margins in their business. So this is one of the year from a outlook perspective. I think going forward, we'll continue to see 5 to 7% average growth in the property prices, which is in line with the inflation in the market. From an affordability perspective, I don't see that is a major concern, because if you look at the affordability index published by HDFC, being the largest lender in India on the mortgages side, they are showing that affordability of houses in India is currently at its all-time low. When we say low, which means the ratio of property prices to the ratio of income is at an all-time low, which means the people can afford a property more than ever before in the last 2.5 decades. So that is happening with the consistent growth in the income levels over the last couple of decades, while the property prices are growing at a 5 to 7% CAGR.
Ankita, let's discuss the drivers behind the growth in supply and demand for high-end properties in the top 8 cities and key Tier 2 cities. Does it signify rising income levels and improved spending ability in key real estate markets?
So, absolutely, Gaurav, data talks, and it's fascinating to see how post the pandemic, there has been this tectonic shift in the home buyer preferences and the supply side product offerings. Now, as Vikas also highlighted, we're witnessing a clear shift to premium to high-end properties, specifically those with the price range of 1 to 3 crores and above. Now, pre-pandemic, things were more focused on affordability. We saw a lot of influx of affordable housing during the 2017 levels. But now there is increased focus on, home ownership, with people wanting to upgrade to projects, which is offering, which is actually leading to this uptick in this particular segment. Better lifestyle and quality amenities are something that the current home buyer is very, very focused on. Now, the upbeat sentiment backed by the discretionary spending that, I already spoke about, and the pandemic savings. Now, all this has contributed to the uptick in this particular segment. Prior to 2023, we saw that, only 16% was contributed from the 1 to 3 crore and above price bracket, which has increased to a sizable 29% in 23. So this is, like I said, data talks. So this is very, very clear that there has been in this, there's a shift in this. So while demand is also there in this category, the supply side is also moving ahead and offering products in this category. Now, if we look at the new launches, around 30% of the new launches, are falling in this category. So supply and demand are going in tandem. Talking about, the affordable bit, if I talk in terms of numbers, yes, it has taken a hit where the contribution of, new supply, affordable housing was around, 18 to 19%. It has shrunk to 18-19% from a sizable 30% that we saw prior to 2023. That's around 2019. So yes, demand for high-end properties not only in the metros, but it is also seeing a sizable shift in the tier 2 cities, where cities such as Goa, Lucknow, Kochi. Now, these cities are giving very strong competition to the top metros, in terms of the quality product offerings that is happening. And we also see that developers have been moving into these cities, taking up positions because they see that kind of demand coming from the tier 2 cities as well.
Because final and big question for you. What are the key or maybe just the 3-4 key trends to watch out for in 2024?
Sure, Gaurav. See, the trends which are important to watch for, or the things which we all need to keep in mind, especially for FY24. I think consumer sentiment we all are bullish about it. There are all positive signals, but this is something we need to keep a close watch on and see how it continues to drive momentum in the market. Changing preference of home buyers, as you also alluded in your previous question. Will it impact the affordability? The growth in 1 to 2 crore price segment, we've seen the maximum growth, where earlier it used to be properties sub 50 lakh rupees. So I think consumer preferences are changing over the last few years. And that is something which we need to keep a close watch, because the supply has to match those consumer preferences. Otherwise, there will be a mismatch. Tier 2 cities, as I've already talked about, and Ankita also touched upon that, will gonna be a big focus area from a growth perspective, and surge in rental markets with the growth in the jobs, overall growth in the manufacturing and services space and exports in India. A lot of jobs have been created, which means migration of people from smaller cities to bigger cities for job opportunities will boost the rental economy. One caution area which I would, or rather two caution areas which I would like to highlight. while there are all signals of political stability, in case of unfavorable results in the 2024 elections, having not a stable government could derail a lot of the stuff which we've talked about. And second, the momentum in property market should not enter into a speculative domain, which we saw in 2011-12, when people were jumping into real estate market with a speculative intent without having finances to continue stay invested for a longer period, could result into problems for the market. So these are two caution areas I would highlight from a trend perspective.
Ankita, now your closing remarks. Could you provide a preview of the broad sentiment for real estate as an asset class? How do you see the overall perception shaping up in the near future?
So, Gaurav, the prevailing sentiment, like Vikas also, very well put it forth, has been positive, and the home buyers, the investors, the overall market is very optimistic for the coming year. Now, today, property buying is just not seen for end use, but it has been proven that it is a long-term wealth building tool. So because of that, we see today end users and investors are, getting back to the market with metros and tier 2 cities, both becoming part of this upcycle. So it's not just upcycle for the metros that the market is doing good. Pan India, across the cities that we track, we're seeing that the mood is very, very positive, and property buying is seen as a good long-term, mid to long-term wealth building tool. Developers also making strategic moves. Like I said, they're venturing into tier 2 cities. Now, that's a very strong testament to the potential that is viewed in the tier 2 cities as well. So yes, very, very positive for 2024. And like Vikas said, cautiously optimistic is, how I would put it as. There are a lot of factors that will shape 2024's market.
Thank you, Ankita and Vikas, for dropping by and having this conversation with us and sharing your deep insights as always.
Thanks a lot, Gaurav. Once again, wish you all a very happy new year. Stay healthy, stay positive. Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Gaurav. Wishing everybody a very happy new year. Thank you.
That's it from us for this episode. We shall be back again with a fresh episode of Keeping It Real by Housing.com with information and insights on the real estate industry. Whether you are a pro or a beginner, we are here to keep you informed and entertained in the world of Indian real estate. This is Keeping It Real by Housing.com, where we keep it real always. You can catch the episode on Housing.com, on the Housing.com app, on Earshot.in, Spotify.com, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Ghana.com, Geo7, and YouTube. Wish you a very happy new year. Take care and stay safe.